Alright YouTubers, welcome back. My name's Dave, like always, and you found do it yourself, do it right. Well, today is a video, I guess, that's not gonna be for the masses that keep coming back to my channel, although I do appreciate you guys. But today is a video on the GMC, and you know, like I've said multiple times, my channel is all about trying to get people out in the garage to work on their own stuff. And today the GMC needs some rear brakes, and you know, I've been putting it off, and now they're scrubbing and making a bunch of noise, and you know, kind of embarrassed to drive it. So today I'm going to show you guys how easy it is to take the tire off, take the brakes off, replace the brakes, replace the rotors, because I'm doing brakes and rotors. Yeah, so we got the parts right here. You know, I lucked out. They were actually on sale at O'Reilly's. So gonna get set up, gonna get into this. You know, I do have you know, air tools and stuff, so it will make it easier. Hopefully you guys have the same thing if you're trying to tackle this job. It's you know, it's not that difficult, folks. It's you know, fairly easy. And I did notice that you know, on YouTube's, the people that's videoed this, they don't show you actually squishing the caliper pucks back in, and I'm actually going to show you that. I have a couple tools that I use. If you know, one doesn't work, I'll use another one. And you know, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. That part sucks. And you know, so let's get into it. So I got the tire off, as you can see. If you know, if you need a video on how to tell you to get the tire off, you probably shouldn't be attempting to change your brakes. You know, your brakes are very important though. So tire off, looking around, just doing some you know, some preventative maintenance in here. And you know, I see all this dirt build up. This is you know, that's gotta go. I'll get my my shop vac over here, suck all that out, because if not, man, that's just gonna rust. Look, you can already start to see the rust. And you know, up here in the north, that's, you know, probably all salt, and you know, it'll make your vehicle rust even faster. So you know, we'll do that before we throw it all back together. But yeah, go ahead and look at the brakes. You know, the rotors does have a nice little edge on here. Kind of glad I went ahead and picked them up anyways. The brakes are pretty shot. Once I pull them apart, you know, I'll show you the actual pad and then what a new one looks like, and you'll know. You'll be like, yep, you need a new brakes. So to get those off, to get this whole mechanism off, back in here we got, you know, there's two bolts that's gonna hold this caliper together. It's this guy here, that guy there. I'm gonna go ahead and snatch those off. I'll tell you what size they are when I come back. I don't know right off the hand. This is the first time I've been doing brakes on this car, so you know, just so you see, you got this bolt here, and then this bolt up here, which you really can hardly see because I need a light. But yeah, two bolts, caliper comes off, and you know, when that caliper comes off, you don't want it to hang on the brake line. So I'll get some zip ties and zip tie it up, just you know, just so it doesn't hang. So you know, looking at the caliper, pretty easy process. It's just these two little bolts. They go through here into here. You might have to hold on to this guy here with an all 16ths or whatever wrench you got. I just grabbed my crescent wrench just because I was holding on to it. It didn't have to be you know, the correct size. It just had to be close. It's just for resistance. And now that I got my light on, you can see all the crud in here. Look at full of dirt and muck and stuff. So here's your caliper. This is your brake line that you don't want it to hang by. So what I typically do is, you know, while I'm in here, I might as well clean it all up. So, you know, I have an assortment of wire brushes, and you know, I'll just take my wire brush and just go to town in here, you know, cleaning that whole thing up, getting all this crud off from here. You know, why not? You're in here, why not spend a, you know, few extra moments cleaning it up, making it, you know, making it look pretty. So now when you take this caliper off, your pads stay in this mechanism here. So you got to pull the pads out and you know, get a flat tip, because you're gonna need a flat tip anyways to get this rotor off. You're gonna have to pry that off. So, you know, you just work these guys out. They just slide in here. They just, you know, they just slide in here. And you know, look at that pad. Look at how little pad I had left. It's you know, it's I got my money's worth with these bad boys. And you know, well, I should have opened up the box. So that's the old pad. We got new pads over here. Premium brake pads with the clips. Make sure you get them with the clips. And look at how thick this pad is. See that? Boop. Old, worn out. Look how thin that is. Look how thick that brake material is. So, you know, it was definitely time. I don't know if this was the one scrubbing. I'm gonna go ahead and pull that other one out, the inboard one. See if that's the one that was actually making all the noise. So again, we just, you know, get your flat tip in here, pry it out, and pry the bottom, pry the top. It'll slide out. And there we go. See, it slides right out. Grab that bad boy and take a look-see. Well, yeah, this one actually looks like it has more pad left on it. I was actually surprised. I was actually expected to see. Well, obviously there's a good big cutout in there for some reason. I don't know what that's all about. But yeah, so there you have it, brake pads. And somebody actually put grease on the piston. You can see it right here. Somebody put grease on there, which is good. Usually I just put some bearing grease. I you know, grab my bearing grease, my anti-seize compound, go back on the bolts there, the little bolts that go here, and then the bigger bolts that hold this carrier on, which I still got to pull off. So I'm going to well, I think that might actually just be fine, chilling right there. And gonna go ahead and snatch this carrier off, and you know, pull the rotor off. This is what you got to do when a bolt doesn't want to come out. You got to resort to the heat. Now I was able to beat the bottom one out, but this top one, yeah, it just does not want to come out. Plus, you know, my breaker bar is at work, and well, I'm working on a vehicle that you know, I could take up there and get the tools. But I mean, I could ride the bike up there and grab some tools, but being as stubborn as this bolt is, so I'm gonna throw some heat on it, see if that can break it up, you know, loosen her up a little bit. The other bolt did have Loctite on it, as you can see. So, you know, hopefully this heat will loosen her up enough to where I could beat on it some more and knock it out. Otherwise, I'll be taking the bike up to the hangar, which I don't really want to do today. It's Sunday, and I just want to get these brakes done. So, you know, heat, socket, ratchet, and a hammer, you know, it does the work, does the job. No, oh, now I'm gonna get my ratchet pinched in there. So yeah, that's the combination right there. This is a 13/16 socket, just a ratchet, and heat, on the bolt and you know, beat it off with a hammer. That's the way you got to do it. So now I'm gonna have to get my ratchet that's pinched in there. I have to get that out. But you know, that's the joys of working on a car. So the brakes that I got, they come with the new clips that go on here. So basically they just obviously take the place of the old ones. These just pop off like so, and then these just pop back on. But before I pop them back on, I'm gonna clean this up, you know, wire brush it, get it clean, and then I'm gonna throw some grease in here on the clips on both sides. So, you know, for the next guy, those brakes will slide right off, no problem. And you know, we'll be in business. So once I'm done cleaning all this stuff up and get her back going, I'll bring you back and show you this carrier set up the way it's supposed to be. So I just went ahead and hit it with the wire brush real quick, like, you know, I'm not getting it all the way down to the metal. You know, I'd be here all day. And I don't have a sandblaster or any kind of media blaster, so I just knocked off the big rust and, you know, put these clips back in. These clips just simply pop back in, and what I did is I took some of my anti-seize right here and painted it in there. You'll see it's nice and silvery. And get in there. I can probably just pull that out a little bit. Oh, there we go, to pop it out. See how it's nice and silvery? And then these clips, they just pop back into place. See that? They just pop in there, pop out, pop in. And then what I do is I put some of my bearing grease. See, it's red in there. See some of that bearing grease? Because the pads have to slide in and out on these clips. So, you know, that's why I put some grease in there. It's just the way I do it. You know, a lot of guys put just regular grease on both sides, put whatever, you know, keep it from rusting up. But you know, if you know, whatever you have, you just have grease in, just throw grease in there. You got anti-seize, put anti-seize in there. You know, whatever floats your boat. So now I'm gonna go ahead and, you know, do the next impossible task, and that's trying to get this rotor off. Now this usually requires some beating, some Kroll, you know, spray some lubricant. I probably should have already done that. Spray some of that in there. Hopefully that gets in there, loosens up some of the rust, because this has just got to slide off. So I'm gonna have to get the old hammer. See if I can beat it loose. Beat it loose and you know, work it off. That's the reason why I got, you know, my flat tips to get in here. Try to do some prying here and there, all over the place, because you really can't get in there. So this is going to be a, you know, fun little part, getting this off, because this right here, I can see it's rusted all the way around, which means that, you know, it doesn't want to come out. So you just got to keep hitting it, and then you know, you got to take these guys out here. So that's how these come out. This is just a plug, by the way. This isn't holding anything in, but this guy you're gonna have to get out, and then the whole thing should pull out, and then you can just, you know, beat it off. Believe it or not, you know, I hit this guy with some coil. That's actually a T30 Torx bit, and it popped right out. I was actually surprised. I was figuring I was gonna have to you know, probably tap that out and, you know, do the you know, the jig and blah blah blah, but no, she came right out. So moving right along. All right, folks, I'm not gonna lie to you. You know, you really got to hammer down on that rotor to get it off. You can see on the back side of this rotor, I mean, I was really hammering it, bam bam bam. You know, it's a good thing that I replaced it. I think you know, I didn't do all of this. So obviously this was, you know, look at this sucker, man. It's been not good for a while. But yeah, you really got to get in there. You got to get in there with a screwdriver on top, prying it out. You got to get in there with a screwdriver on the bottom. You know, 2 at a time, because you got to get it off from this shoulder right here, which you know, I sprayed her down with, you know, a ton of this coil stuff. I even sprayed it inside of here, around the studs, just to get her to, you know, loosen up. And of course you got your emergency brake, so this is hanging on to your emergency brake, and that's the reason why it's hard to get off. You got to bust it loose. You got to break this rust seal loose, I guess you'd say, and you know, you got to pull it off. So, you know, it's I'm not gonna lie to you, it's not fun. It's a little bit frustrating. If you're, you know, if you got a little bit of anger problems, just go ahead, get you a hammer, and you know, you'll have it off in no time. But you know, so got the alright, well, so I got the carrier built up over here for the brakes. We'll throw her down there, and you know, because for some reason I'm not working on my bench over there, I'm working over here for some stupid reason. And of course I don't have these open, but I'll open up them real quick like, and show you the new rotor. Now you gotta clean the new rotor. You know, there's dust and whatever stuff on the rotor. You want to make sure you clean all that off before you slap her up on there. You know, you don't want your brakes squeaking right after you've done a brake job. So, you know, I'm gonna pop her open. I'm gonna wipe her down with a clean rag. Emphasis on clean rag. And I'm gonna throw her back up there, back on there, and we're gonna go through the reinstallation process and squishing that piston down. That's always fun. All right, so I got the new rotor cleaned up, sprayed down, some brake clean, spray her down nice, and you know, get all that gunk out of there. You do have to remember to take the plug out of the old one from there, put it into the new one right here, and then you got to remember to line up this screw hole with right there. So, you know, there are a couple of things to remember. Not a lot, pretty easy. You know, I'm gonna set you guys up here. You can see me slide her back on. Although I probably should put some grease around there. I'm gonna throw a little bit of grease around this guy here. You know, maybe it'll keep it from rusting up again. And you know, for the next guy, you know, this stuff here is, you know, it's for the next guy, not exactly me. I don't think I'll be doing another rotor job on this vehicle, so it'll probably be down the road before I have to do another one. But like I said, you just line up your bowl hole, slide it on there, and there you go. Boom, look at that. She is she's good to go. I'm also going to put some anti-seize. Put some anti-seize on the bolt that goes right here. Just cause, you know, I'm nice like that. Just a little bit on the tip. Just the tip, you know, just the tip. And slide her in there. And we will thread it in there, maybe, eventually, sometime. Oh, there we go. I don't know what we got. Thought I, you know, a little out of practice. We're gonna screw her in there, get her nice and tight. And then we're gonna move on to this, you know, the meat and potatoes. Whoop, eat. Just tight, that's all it is, just tight. She's on there, she's not going nowhere. So you know, the next thing we're gonna worry about is this caliper. We gotta squish that piston all the way back up in there. And you know, this is always fun. This guy here has to get squished back up in there. And the way you do that is well, you either have a big C-clamp and do it that way, which that's my number 2 method, My preferred method is I have this cool little tool over here that I actually found just the other day because I knew I was going to be doing this job. Well, here they are. Method number 2. Method number 1, you take this guy, you thread it in there, you push it down, and yeah, you just do it that way. Now you do have to, if you notice, the hood is up, and the reason why I have the hood up is, well, you know, the brake reservoir is underneath the hood. So you got to make sure you take the top off the brake reservoir, so when you squish all that fluid back up into the system, you know, it has somewhere to go. If you leave that top on there, it gets pressurized and it doesn't want to squeeze as easy. So take the top off, it should squeeze easier. And yeah, let's see if I can get this done. You know, I promised to actually show this, so this is what I'm gonna try to do. I'll try to show it. And yeah, so I'm gonna have to get something to put across here. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get something to put across here, so when I push this guy pushes against that, pushes it in. This guy hangs out here, and you know, it just acts as like a, you know, a pushing mechanism, if you will, for lack of a better term. Alright, so this is how you set her up. You know, I just grab my all 16ths, also known as my Alabama socket set, and you know, you just put this guy in here, obviously with your threader bobber out here, and then you just thread it in, and it should just push this piston all the way in. And you got to make sure you get it all the way in, because those are brand new brake pads, and you're going to need every bit of space that you can get with new brake pads, new rotors. So yeah, let's this might be a little bit difficult for me to do one-handed, so here you go. Let's see how well this will work. We're just gonna tighten her in. You just keep tightening it. Let it sit, you know, pressure, turn it some more, let it sit, let it pressure, turn it some more, pressurize. You can see that it's squishing in there now. Going pretty good, actually. I probably should have cleaned this off a little bit, but I didn't. Getting in a hurry, you know. So you just keep pushing it in. Just keeps going in. You just keep turning it. It, you know, does a pretty good job. Hopefully we don't have a geyser up underneath the hood. Sometimes, you know, sometimes it'll squish out of the reservoir, unfortunately. That's almost all the way in, folks. I have to say that was probably the easiest piston squishing that I've done in a while. Like I said, I think that was probably the easiest piston squishing that I've done in a long time. So it's all the way flat. Then all you got to do, you know, loosen it up. Loosen loosen this guy up. Take your wrench out, take your tool out, and then you know, we're ready. We're ready to put that carrier back on. We got the bolts over here. Gonna put some anti-seize on these guys so they're not so hard to come out next time. Same with the other ones. And you know, this side will be, you know, pretty much done. So and then the next side is the same. You just wash, rinse, and repeat. Alright, so we got the big bolts in. Put a little bit of anti-seize on the threads down at the beginning of the bolt, at the tip of the bolt, just the tip. Same with this one here. And then I threaded them in there, and I gave them, you know, a few ooga-doogas with the biceps, you know. Just got them tight. What else did I do? Oh, yep. So I got the clips in here, made sure they still had grease. Good to go. So now I got the brakes. And you know, some people like to put some grease on here, but I am just gonna blow that out of there. So I'm just gonna slide these in because I already have grease on there. So basically all you have to do is take these like so, and you just get them into place. And you know, they're always fun one-handed. Right, alright, well, she's gonna be a pain. They're always fun one-handed. We're gonna put the bottom in first, maybe. And then wiggle. Put the bottom in first. And then wiggle, 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 wiggle. And there you go. That's the outside one. Now you gotta do the inside one also. So you gotta grab another brake. Here you go. Oh, drop it. You know, drop it a couple times. It's always good for it. And you gotta do the same thing on the inside. So put it in the bottom. You probably can't see because I'm trying to do this one-handed. Alright, here we go. I don't know if you can see. So you just kind of put it in there, slide it in there, and pop it on. You know, you could have done this with the carrier out, but you know, I like doing it the hard way, naturally. And then that's all there is to it. And you take your caliper, you slide her back on. Let me I'm gonna go ahead and get that other one seated with two hands, of course. I'm gonna need two hands. Hey, get tools and whatnot out of the way. And it's not wanting to pop in there. There we go. There we go. Now we're cooking with propane and propane accessories. See how these are nice and flush, nice and flat. You know, no huge gaps. Boom shakalaka. And then we're going to take the old caliper and oh, yep, got to make sure you grease up the piston. See how I got grease on there? You know, grease that up. That's the other thing I forgot to tell you. Grease that up, and then you just slide her into place. You gotta compress. I want to show you a little trick. See these guys here? These are on little. Whoop, see how that compresses in there? Hopefully you can see it. See how that compresses there? This one too. It compresses. You just press it in. Press it in. Well, and of course, my little bolts. I didn't put any anti-seize on here yet, so I'm just gonna put this one in just to hold the caliper, so the caliper doesn't go flying while I do it for the other one. See? Take that. Get some anti-seize. Take the bolt. Just get a little bit. Put it on the tip. Just the tip. And you slide her into place. And just get her started. Not started. Take this one back out. You know, then back out. So I can put some anti-seize back on it. Or on it. Not back on it. Didn't have it on it before. That's why it was kind of a pain to get out. And there we go. We just get that started. We turn them both in. Now I know what you're thinking, guys. You and your all 16ths. Well, you know, they work. You know, they work harder than most people. So I just take my all 16ths and jam it in there just to hold on to that part. And then, you know, I just tighten this bolt. It's you know, they're good enough for this kind of thing. Of course, trying to drop everything. And you just give her some ooga doogas. There you go. There's that one. We'll drop down here to the bottom one. Get in here. Tight. Tight. And Yite. There you go. That's all she wrote, folks. And that's your new brakes. Look at the brake pad, boy. I'm gonna stop. Ooh, bobbies. Man, I'm gonna be out braking Porsches with these brakes. So there you go, folks. That's one side. The other side is exactly the same, other than it's the other side. So that's pretty easy once you get the rotor off. That's probably the hardest part, is getting the rotor off. Then if you don't have the proper tools to squeeze that piston back in there, that also could be a bear. You can use a C-clamp. I've used a C-clamp on Dodge Ram before, on a Chevy Trailblazer. So, you know, that way works also. But all in all, you know, this is not that hard of a task. It's now 10:20, 10:30. And I started at 9. That's an hour and a half, and that's fiddle farting around with a camera and trying to get stuff set up. And you know, so if you're just out here doing it in your garage, you can have it done in an hour, no problem. So you know, that is actually gonna do it for this video. I'm gonna go ahead and clean up, like I said, you know, vacuum out all that stuff in there, get it nice and cleaned up. You know, just because I'm here, and you know, you guys don't need to see that, but that's gonna do it for this video. Hopefully this is helpful for you guys that are out in your garage doing the work on your own vehicles. And you know, that's, like I said, the whole point of my channel is to help people realize that you know, vehicle maintenance and motorcycle maintenance and whatever else I get myself into, it's really not that difficult. And it's, you know, it's not feasible to go and pay people to do it. You just need some regular old hand tools, and you guys can do a lot of this stuff on your vehicle. So like you guys do at the end of all my videos, like, tag, share, follow, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you know when I'm dropping new videos. And those videos come out Thursday at 6 p.m. So you know, you guys can have something to watch while you're eating dinner, getting ready to go to bed. You can annoy your wife or your husband or your significant other with the sound of my voice, like I do to mine when I watch some of the guys I watch, like, you know, Dark Skies. She hates the voice of that guy, but it's pretty awesome. Airplane videos, if you haven't checked those out. Anyways, so like, tag, share, follow, subscribe, and like always, till next time, thanks a lot. Here's some bonus material. Found a nail in my tire, you know, because I look over my stuff before I put it back together. And, you know, so I figured I might as well go ahead and plug it while I got the tire off. Now, I do a lot of driving for my job, so, you know, I don't want to have, you know, that come out and, you know, leave me stranded on the road with a flat tire. So, process of plugging tire. Well, first of all, you got to dig that sucker out of there, and you know, you get some pliers, dig it out, and then once you dig it out, you take this guy here and you basically just ramrod the shit out of it, just like that, because the, you know, this kind of like sands the rubber down and makes it you know, makes it have more surface area, if you will, kind of, you know. And then you take your plug, which is right here, and you jam it in there. You jam it back in that hole, so you pull that one out, you jam this one in there, and you turn it, and then you pull out real hard because, well, that plug, this little guy here, there's a little slit at the end, and that plug stays in there because it gets squished in there real tight like, and it's real sticky, as you can tell. The plug is real sticky. And you know, then you just take your soapy water and then you spray around it, make sure you don't have a leak. And that's the process of plugging a tire. Again, something else that's fairly simple that you can do on your own rather than taking it to the tire shop and have them do it. You just got to have the material. They sell these plug kits at Walmart. So the next time you're at Walmart grocery shopping, getting your Bud Light or whatever the hell you drink, pick up yourself a tire plug kit and you know, throw it in the back of your car. Could be a lifesaver. You know, you could be out stranded and you got a flat tire or whatever, or not a flat tire, but you know, one that has a nail in it. And you do this real quick and maybe you can limp yourself to a gas station, put air in the tire. So there's your bonus material.